Kasi I also want other people to know na it's possible. You know, you don't always have to quit your 9 to 5, especially if hindi mo pa talaga kaya. You don't always have to choose between freelancing or having a full-time job if hindi ka pa ready, especially when it comes to finances.
Welcome to Spill the Creativity Podcast, the podcast where we will be having conversations with other creatives that will inspire us, keep us encouraged, and push us to reach our own goals. This is the place where we will be acknowledging the hard truths because while this path is fulfilling, the truth is there's no easy way to do things. It all takes hard work. We are going to be talking about the good and the bad about choosing a creative career. If you're looking for a cup of stimulation for creatives, a warm cup of tea in this otherwise bittersweet pursuit, then you're in the right place. So let's get that cup of tea and get on with the conversation. Yay! Okay, oh my gosh. Thank you so much for doing this with me. Gusto ko talagang i-invite ka kasi recently, like a lot of people have been messaging me. A lot of them are still in the workforce. Tas parang, I would say, a lot of people are being pressured, low-key pressured not to quit their jobs, fulfill their passion, do what they love. Parang for me, I did that. I mean, like, I was one of those people who quit their jobs and like followed my passion. And it was because parang I came from a toxic environment and like there are people like you who can actually make things work. So parang the reason why I wanted to pick your brain is because I want people who are listening to know na they don't necessarily have to quit their jobs to pursue whatever it is that they have to pursue. And I feel like you're the best example to do that. So yay! Thank you for joining me tonight. Before we get into that pala, introduce yourself first. Let people know who are listening, who you are, what you do, and the whole thing.
Yeah, okay. So, yun, my name is Sheila. I'm a full-time assistant property manager by day and a part-time social media strategist by night. And I help female entrepreneurs gain more visibility on Instagram through consistent content and engagement.
Okay, wow, that's a lot. Okay, so how long have you been in your day job?
I think 6 years na.
Is this your first job? No,
This is my second job.
Okay, so you were in the event, if I'm not mistaken, for your first.
Yeah, I was in marketing right after college. Na-absorb ako dun sa internship ko, which is, yun, we're planning events, we're doing brand launches, as in yung mga conferences na malalaki, ganyan. Yun. Really marketing talaga yung background.
Amazing. And then, how did you get into your job right now?
Yung first job ko kasi, I was still living in Cavite. And then I was working in BGC. And then since nga I'm still a fresh grad, tapos inabsorb pa ako nung internship ko, I'm earning, sakto lang, basic lang talaga. For me, it was kulang kasi I live in Cavite. So just imagine the commute, nakakauwi na ako talaga 9 p.m., 10 p.m. Tapos yung commute nakapagod, ganyan. And then I had to borrow money pa from my mom kasi wala nang natira sa sahod ko, ganyan.
Yeah.
So parang that pushed me to look for another job. Kasi parang sabi ko, even if masaya ako doon, kasi nga, maganda naman yung work, the pay is not right. Parang it's not the best for me during that time kasi parang nagkakasakit na ako lagi, pagod na ako, ganyan. So yun, I had to transfer. And then itong job ko, actually, itong current job ko, which is my second job, actually, yung classmate ko nung college, siya talaga yung nakahanap dito. But then hindi niya inaccept and then she referred me kasi nga mag-classmate kami, mag-thesis mates kami. She referred me and then sabi ko sa kanya, bakit hindi mo nagustuhan? Okay naman yung work ka. Parang nag-click naman kami nung interview ako, ganyan. On the spot nga, inaccept na ako, like wala na yung second offer, second interview, ganyan. I mean, on the spot talaga. So parang ayun, doon na nag-start. I think that was year 2016, if I'm not mistaken. So yun, ever since, dito na yung ano ko. Yung
parang naging home mo na din talaga yung company mo
oo.
now.
Tapos super perks pa kasi. Sobrang lapit lang niya may house kasi kami dito sa Metro Manila, di ba? So, and then yung job ko is sa Makati. So, parang 15-minute commute lang siya. So, wala talagang hassle na, diba, nag-pandemic, hatid sundo sa work kasi nga parang ganun kami bina-value nung work namin. So, ayun, very talaga. Parang I don't see any reason to quit. Parang ganun.
Yeah. I always tell you this na parang you are like one of the lucky ones talaga to have found a home, a family, and a 9 to 5 that you're in. Kasi, yun nga, parang for me, I believe if I was given opportunities like you or parang, like me and my colleagues before were being valued the way you guys are being valued now. I don't, again, like what you said, there wouldn't be any reason to quit. And so, yeah, thank you for sharing that. My next question would be, how did you stumble upon freelancing? Because I understand na you're enjoying your job or like you really like where you are right now. So what made you dabble into freelancing or explore this side hustle?
Actually, andun pa lang ako sa first job ko. Nag-try na ako nung yung mga online platforms. Tapos nung akala ko pa nung una may scam ako kasi I have to pay X amount of dollars to get the tools, ganyan-ganyan. Tapos parang na-accept ako before I was earning 0.50 cents US dollars
Anong
lang.
year to? 2015?
2015?
Oh my God!
Oo, ganun talaga. Tapos parang sabi ko, okay lang during that time kasi try-try lang naman ako. Tapos ang saya ko pa kasi sabi ko, uy, dollars yun, yung ganyan, malaki na yun. Pero parang lately ko lang din talaga na-realize na industry pala siya. Na parang meron pala talagang, may agencies pala na nag-serve sila ng foreign clients. Tapos meron pala talaga na social media managers lang, na yun lang yung ginagawa nila, hindi sila VA. Kasi doon ako nag-start as a VA. So I was doing, e-commerce, data entry, pag-upload, ganyan-ganyan. But, ayun, parang, and then nag-join na rin ako ng mga Facebook groups na puro sila freelancers. Tapos natutuwa ako kasi parang, ano yun? Bakit parang may isang buong mundo sila na nagkakaintindihan sila lahat or, they're earning dollars and then at the same time, may iba-iba sila ng specialties. But yun nga, noong 2020 ko lang na naging full on ako as a social media manager.
Okay.
2020 lang talaga.
Okay, so why did you choose social media management naman in that year?
Actually, yung first job ko nga, since I'm a marketing associate there, alam ko na yung parang familiar na ako sa mga paggawa ng mga social media campaigns, yung mga Facebook ads, kasi nga I was handling brands eh. So I have to, prepare campaigns for them. And we were working with an agency before wherein sila yung mag-aayos ng when it comes to pricing, yung mga ganon. But yun, I already have knowledge sa mga educational posts, ganyan, inspirational, nung first job ko pa lang. So sabi ko, yun nga yung doon ako happy eh. Doon ako masaya kasi I get to experiment with a lot of techniques, with a lot of designs, yung mga strategies, ganyan. Tapos test out mo, makikita mo na yung nasa simple Excel sheet lang, makikita mo nakapost na sa Facebook, tapos ang dami na nag-share, nagla-like. Parang ang saya, ang sarap sa feeling ng ganun. Kaya sabi ko, if magta-try ako talaga na mag-freelance, if I had to choose one, social media talaga. Kasi sabi ko, yun nga, doon ako talaga happy na natutuwa ako na nangyayari yung mga ideas ko,
Yeah. And oh my gosh, parang naisip ko lang, no? The reason why you quit your first job is because the pay wasn't enough. And then, anong masasabi mo ngayon? Now na social media manager ka na, parang, yeah, what was your thought process? Kasi parang, for me, saka lang ako nag-dabble into like social media management. Siguro 2020 na lang din. I did a little bit kasi I also had my own e-commerce brand, Chuchu. Pero parang siyang passion project lang. So I really didn't know how much Filipinos were getting paid to do those things in an agency setup. And then you step into like the freelance world and then you realize people are willing to pay you this much. So how was your thought process like? Or like, ano yung reaction mo nung nalaman mo?
Ulat ako kasi sabi ko, ganun kataas. Kasi nga, parang nasanay kasi tayo na if nasa 9 to 5 ka, sanay tayo na we're only just earning a fixed amount per month, fixed salary lang. Tapos if madagdagan pa yung workload mo, fixed yung salary mo. Hindi madadagdagan, di ba? Whereas sa freelancing,
thank you lang, ganun.
di ba? Oo, totoo yan. But then sa freelancing, parang hindi ko man na-expect. Hindi ko in-expect na ganun pala, na pwede palang ganun, pwede palang hindi hourly yung rate mo. Pwede ka palang mag-earn na fixed amount, tapos part-time siya, you can do it. Like for me, I can do some of my client tasks 1 to 2 days lang, and then I'm done for the rest of the month. Diba? Parang, at the same time, andun yung freedom, and at the same time, you're earning. So parang, it's a win-win situation talaga.
Yeah, hindi ka pa bumiyahe, hindi ka pa napagod.
Diba? Oo, diba? Nasa bahay ka lang nung pandemic, pa-create ka lang ng Facebook post, ganyan, diba?
Yeah. So parang feeling ko in a way meant to be talaga for you yung ano. And buti na lang nag-open up buti na lang familiar ka or parang napunta ka sa world of freelancing then early on. This is so interesting. Oh my gosh. So nung nag-SMM ka na as a freelancer and then you realize na okay, there's a lot of potential or parang there's a lot of potential for me to earn a lot of money. I'm curious, parang hindi ba yon naging trigger for you na okay, pwede na ako, like, I could stand na on my own. Parang, it's time to leave the 9 to 5 kasi may pera naman dito. And I remember there was one time because we belong in, like, the same friend group in the freelancing world. And then, I remember you shared na one of your wins was parang nalagpasan na ng freelance income mo, yung 9 to 5 income mo. And in my head, I'm like, why is she still there? Parang,
Yeah.
yeah.
I actually earn 3 times more now. So I know you're wondering kung bakit, 'di ba? Bakit hindi ka pa umaalis? Bakit hindi ka pa mag-resign? 'Di ba? You can earn
Wait
that
lang, a moment of
money.
silence sa 3 times more. Girl!
'Di
Pero
ba?
go.
So, yun, kasi there are things talaga that money can't buy eh. So kahit talaga, ang laki nga, let's say, yun, you earn 3 times, 4 times, 5 times more, but my day job kasi serves as my extended family. Kasi growing up, my mom and I and my brother lang, kami lang tatlo. And yung other relatives ko, like, hindi kami ganun ka-close. I can't, as a typical Filipino family, hindi ka naman mag-share ng, alam mo yun, mga
Yeah.
life problems mo with your family, ganyan. And dito sa day job ko, since we're a very, very small company lang, very small corporation lang, very tight. So, parang I get to have these sisters that I don't have. Kaya, parang yun talaga yung pinaka main reason ko. And of course, yung boss din namin kasi is very generous. I mean, he's very, understanding, ganyan. Kaya, hindi mo matumbasan ng any amount. Yung ganong security sa job mo, yung ganong kind of environment.
Yeah. And I would say like having a day job also, well, of course, it really has a lot of perks. Like for example, filing ng taxes and, HMO, yung ganon, mga other perks. And
Oo.
yeah, just recently, mga Christmas parties with all these corporate gifts, ganyan. Okay, that's one of the things I also miss. But yeah, unfortunately for me, hindi ko, I did not have like that family kind of workplace. So it's really nice that you were able to experience that. And gusto kong balikan yung sinabi mo that there are really things that money cannot buy. Like there are experiences and relationships that it's just not enough or like not worth trading for. And I'm really happy na may ganun ka kasi yun nga, parang not everybody is privileged enough to be in that kind of working relationship then with your colleagues. So, oh my gosh, it's so cool.
I don't have a lot of friends. So, if I pursue freelancing full-time, I just stay at home the entire month or in the entire year. Ano na mangyari sa akin, di ba? Magra-rot na lang ako. I mean, wala na akong makausap kasi nga I don't have a lot of friends. Or at least if I go to my day job, I can, have kulitan with my workmates. I can go to lunch out with them, di ba? At least may makakausap ka. Kasi yun yung mga bagay na you cannot really trade for any amount of money.
Yes, and I agree. As an extrovert person who also got into freelancing, I think that was one of the things also that I noticed na you feel very alone. Parang, okay, I have you and our other freelance friends. We love each other. We connect almost every day on these apps. Pero it's really different. Like a physical, face-to-face kind of kulitan and interaction is really different. And yun nga, parang as an extrovert na parang who really craves those kinds of things. Tapos parang yun na lang din yung sinasabi ko na trade-off. Like, this is the trade-off of me choosing this life. Ganyan. So, it's really cool that you get to experience both. And, okay, so now that we're in the topic of experiencing, like, literally the best of both worlds, I was wondering, like, how do you manage it? So, it's a 9 to 5. Do your clients, like, has it ever happened na your client asked for you something, tapos you're busy doing work? Or, like, how is it like for you?
Here's the thing. I think it works for me kasi all my clients are flexi time because I choose my clients eh. So, hindi lahat ng nakaka-discovery call ko is ina-accept ko even though, let's say, mas mataas yung offer nila, di ba? But a part of it is masasacrifice yung full-time ko. So, I don't accept those kind of clients. So, yeah, a big chunk of it is because nga, flexi time yung clients ko. And honestly, ang tawag dito, I use gym as my reset button every day. Like after 5 o'clock, I go to the gym 5 to 7 and then I go home 7 p.m., do some chores, do some stuff. And then 7 or 8 p.m. onwards, let's say, that's when I do my client works. But I'm also very lucky because my day job is very lenient. So if I get to finish all my tasks, let's say matapos ko siya agad lahat, I can still have the entire day, I can still do some client works. Parang pwede ko siyang isingit. But of course, I also have to set boundaries kasi when I'm at work, my focus is my work. I don't do a lot of my freelance tasks there kasi also to serve respect for my company. And also, as a person, ayoko naman na parang nasasacrifice yung quality of work na ginagawa ko dun sa day job ko. So, ayun, it's really just finding the sweet balance, the sweet spot between doing what you want, which is, let's say, freelancing. At the same time, wala ka nasasacrifice na commitments.
And I like what you said na as much as possible, you really do not accept clients who don't respect your boundaries or your conditions nga. And I think that's also one of the things that we have to take into consideration because for most of us freelancers, pag may naka-discovery call, we get so excited and sometimes parang alam mo yon kahit minsan kasi diba when we get into discovery call, mafe-feel mo na yung vibe na, okay, not right. Pero since sometimes we get so excited to sign new clients or, hit our income goal, we agree to things na and later on magsisisi tayo. So I really appreciate, like the kind of boundary that you have set for yourself. And parang feeling ko it's super nice na I really see how much you respect your colleagues like from your 9 to 5 as much as possible when you're in your day job. It's really your day job that you're focused on. Parang ang perfect ng life mo, no? Like 9 to 5, day job, there's 5 to 7 gym, and then 7 onwards client work. I'm like, how to be you po?
Pero mga 1 hour umiiyak na ako kasi nababaliw na ako.
Okay lang yan. 3 times as much naman. De, joke.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is so cool that you get to balance all this. And it just goes to show talaga na one of the reasons why you are able to do this is you're very stern with your boundaries. And I feel like even with your work, kasi I remember this time, okay, random share, when we met each other in Manila, and then somebody from your day job texted you and you were like, weekend ngayon. And I'm like, wow! Kasi ako, nung nasa day job ako, pag may nagte-text sa akin, especially Viber, sorry, na-trauma ako sa Viber.
Oo, sobra, di ba?
Diba, grabe, diba? Pag nag-Viber na yung mga, ganyan. Parang ako, hindi ko kayang hindi mag-reply. So, parang ako yung nakita kita na, you were like, weekend ngayon. I'm like, okay, that's so cool. So feeling ko like the key really to balancing everything is setting boundaries and being stern with it. And ang galing mo dun. Like,
kasi you have me from Monday to Friday. Ba't mo pa ako istorbohin ng weekend, di ba?
yes. Oh my gosh, yes.
Yun, ganon.
It super makes sense. Tama nga naman. Like, so much of your time and effort. And like you said, you give your 100% when you're in your day job. So that's enough. Sa'yo na yung weekend mo. So yeah, like setting boundaries. I believe kasi like setting boundaries is a lot easier said than done. Pero pag na-master mo na yung skill na yon or like even if for yourself you respect your own time and space, people would follow suit. Yeah. Parang in a way na-train mo din yung ibang tao kung paano i-treat yung time mo, ganyan.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, I really admire how you manage everything. And again, a bit jealous of how seemingly perfect your setup is. Kasi parang I'm not sure if you remember, but like in my first episode, parang I also shared na yung goal ko was to have that perfect life where magde-day job ako tapos magsa-side hustle din ako. Pero obviously, it didn't happen kasi nag-extend talaga kami. Parang hindi na siya 9 to 5, 9 to 9, 9 to 10 na siya.
Oh, no.
And looking back, parang feeling ko it was also, in a way, my fault because like, I allowed those things to happen. So, with all that being said, yun, medyo napag-usapan na natin why you still haven't thought of quitting your day job and like pursue freelancing full all time, but maybe you have something to share, or like, is there something that you want to share to the people who are kind of like in a dilemma if whether they should quit their job na, or medyo nauuso din ngayon na yung mga memes, like magsa-scroll ka sa Facebook tapos biglang may cake na may cake na parang may nakalagay na, oh, mag-resign ka na. Parang everybody
This is
just
your sign,
kinda,
ganyan.
yeah, yung mga ganon. Or parang, yun nga, parang if you're looking for a sign, ito na yun. Parang ganon.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts about that?
I recently just read, and actually I reshared this post sa Facebook ko where it says, just because your definition of success is different from someone else, hindi ibig sabihin nun na invalid na yung definition nila nung success nila. Kasi nga, we all have different situations eh. So, how you see success is different from how I see success. So, let's say, you think successful ka kasi you escaped your 9 to 5. But what if that's not my goal? Maybe for others, ayaw naman nila talaga na umalis sa 9 to 5 kasi let's say, there are some people na toxic yung family nila. So they use their 9 to 5 as the escape from their family, di ba? So parang in other people naman, parang they look down on other people kasi nga corporate slave ka pa or you're still stuck in your 9 to 5. But at the end of the day, iba-iba kasi talaga tayo ng definition of success. So I can say that you don't need to base your success off from other people's reality kasi their reality is not yours. You can create your own reality and just do whatever you feel is right. Do whatever you feel will serve you, but don't do something just because some freelancing guru told you to do it. Just because nakita mo na traveling while working, freelancing is this, ganyan-ganyan, nasa Boracay, nagwo-work sa beach. That's just surface level. You don't know what goes behind the screen naman talaga. You don't know how many sleepless nights they had. You don't know how many rejections they had to face. But that's why you also need to be careful on who you follow on these social media platforms.
Yes, I totally agree. Especially dun sa sinabi mo na, yeah, yung mga traveling while working, yung mga digital nomad lifestyle, ganyan.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I tried that, but okay, for me, it wasn't fun. Mostly because nanghihinayang ako kasi I'm in the beach, but I'm working. Like,
diba?
is
You're not present eh. You're not in the moment.
exactly. Parang, is this even freedom? Parang, I'm already
True,
here.
that's
Parang
true.
tatrabaho ako. Parang hindi siya flex-worthy for me. And, like, one of the flexes then of, like, other freelancers and gurus, yung travel while working, ganyan. It also happens for corporate, right? Like, sometimes there are corporate trips, corporate funded trips, diba? So, like, it just really depends. Choose your fighter lang talaga. Parang choose your whatever it is that feels right for you. And I like what you said. Now, we all have different situations. We all come from different situations. There are people na personality talaga nila ang maging follower. I would say, like, they prefer working in teams. They prefer working with a boss. And there are also people like me na ayaw mautusan, na parang, alam mo yun, na parang gusto ko, ako na bahala sa lahat. Ganyan. So, yeah, each of them has their trade-off. And that doesn't mean that one is not valid. Yeah, I like that you brought that up. And especially what you said about being careful about who you follow on social media. And I guess this goes without saying that we should all take everything with a grain of salt. Not everything that we see on social media is real. And we should know that because we are social media. I was a social media manager. We both work in like the digital space. So we know how curated things can get, right? And like, the messaging and everything. So I love that you mentioned that. So a while ago, we talked about how awesome it is to have like kind of like a balance between having a 9 to 5, getting to do other things that you like your freelance job and being in the gym. But I was curious, is there something na you like the least about juggling these two things?
This is very parang very petty lang siya. I hate that I have to take calls very early in the morning and then late at night.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it's a very small inconvenience, but you can still do something about it naman, di ba? Hindi naman pwede na, anong gagawin mo? Yun nga yung oras na available yung client mo. Hindi naman pwede hindi ka umattend, di ba? So you have to, arrange your time around that schedule or gawa mo ng paraan. Kasi that's the reality of being a business owner eh. Hindi naman pwede na lahat makuha mo. Hindi pwede na lahat is in your favor. You also need to learn how to make these simple adjustments if you want to be successful in this industry.
That makes so much sense. Ako din, well, even if I'm a full-time freelancer, hatest ko din yan. Yung ang aga-aga gigising kasi yun lang yung time available yung dalawa. Tapos yung super late. But again, yeah, parang those are the trade-offs eh. Parang this is the life that we chose. So,
Yeah.
ano ba naman yun, di ba? Sa 3 times earning as
And
much.
it's not the whole day naman na nasa meeting ka, di ba?
Yeah, and it's not also every day na nasa meeting ka.
Yeah.
Parang once a month lang or as needed. So, parang tama nga. It's like a really small inconvenience out of like the bigger picture of, like you serving all these clients and at the same time having the comfort of being in a 9 to 5. So,
Yeah.
okay, my next question would be, do you ever feel like being in the 9 to 5 ever held you back from being more? Because I think it's safe to say that we kind of got into the freelancing world. Parang medyo same batch tayo. Parang ganun. So like some of the people in our batch, quote unquote, parang some of them have their own courses na. Some of them parang started having their own agencies and stuff. Did you ever feel like your 9 to 5 ever like held you back from doing more or like to, expand or something?
I think so. Like, there are times talaga na mapapa-compare ka kasi, di ba? Kasi nga, we're in social media, we see wins ni ganito, wins ni ganyan. Parang it's very easy for us to be bombarded by all these wins to the point na parang mapapaisip ka talaga, bakit nag-work? Bakit ang dami lang clients? Bakit agency na sila kagad? Ang bilis nilang maka-close ng clients, ganyan. But at the end of the day, for me, I know naman na I can still be successful even with a day job eh. Kasi nga before, I'm earning peanuts and now I'm earning so much more. Hindi pa ba success yun? Kasi nga if you base your success of other people's definition, doon talaga magkakaproblema kasi you're not comparing yourself to who you were years before. You're comparing yourself to other people na. Kaya parang doon pumapasok yung magka-compare ka and then may isip mo na, I'm not successful kasi I haven't been as successful as this person. But if you compare yourself to who you were or where you were, let's say 2 years before, ang layo mo na palang na-achieve just because, nakafocus kasi tayo masyado sa wins ng ibang tao to the point na hindi na natin nakikita yung success natin. So, but yeah, for me, I can say na hindi naman siya naghinder from me being more successful. Kasi I'm still successful now. Who says I'm not successful, di ba?
Yeah, agree. Admittedly, I also feel that sometimes na looking back, ang layo na nga ng narating natin. Pero because everybody else is so much more or parang, there was a time I would say na parang sa timeline ko, parang lahat ng tao bumili ng kotse. Parang gano'n. Tapos parang ako, wait, bakit ako wala akong kotse? Parang gano'n. Pero like, parang nung nahimasmasan na ako and everything, parang, di ko naman kailangan ng kotse. Bakit ako Kaya nga, parang, okay. So yun, I think it's really great that you pointed out na it's important to compare yourself to your older self than looking at other people's wins. And parang going back to what you said earlier, now we have to be careful about the things that we see online. Because like you said then, kanina, na parang we don't know what was the work that was put behind that. People are starting to buy houses and, like cars and all these nice things that they all deserve, but we don't know how much work was put into it. So, yeah, parang balance lang din talaga siya ng everything, I would say. We can't have everything and we just kind of have to make little adjustments every now and then to do things that feel right for us. So, yun lang naman talaga yung nagmamatter in the end. Kasi,
yes, that's
na-feel mo ba ever na stagnant ka? Like, okay, ito na yon, parang ganon. Have you ever felt that?
At times, yes. To be honest, nafe-feel ko pa rin siya. Kasi nga, parang ang basis ko is who nafe-feel ko siya kasi I'm looking at all these other people na ang bilis mag-shoot up, di ba? Parang nakapag-down na ng bahay, nakabili na ng kotse, naka-earn na ng millions, let's say mga ganyan, nakabuild na ng agency. But I only feel that way kasi I'm looking at them. I'm not looking at myself. If I look back at myself 5 years ago, ang layo na pala I'm not stagnant kasi I'm still growing. It can be slow.
Yeah.
Yes, it's slow, but it's still progress eh. I'm still progressing. So I can say that I'm really not stagnant.
For sure. And the reason why I asked that question is because I get questions from, people on Instagram or like in social media in general, na feeling ko din kasi we are kind of conditioned like to always look for the next thing, the next big thing, na parang now na okay, I'm earning this much na, ano nang next? Ano nang next? So parang ngayon na hindi na natin alam or parang hindi masyadong clear kung ano yung next. Parang that's when I feel like we feel stagnant. And yung root cause din nun is like us observing other people around us. To your point, you're not really stagnant. It's just that you are in a place where maybe not a lot of things are happening so much, but things are still happening for you. Just probably not as fast as like other people are having it. Yeah.
Or maybe you feel like you're stagnant kasi you're not enjoying your present or you're not enjoying where you are right now. Like for me, I have 3 clients, I have a full-time job, I can do whatever I want. I'm happy, I'm contented. Some people might say na, ba't di ka pa mag-resign? Kasi nga, kumikita ka naman, ganyan. What if I don't want to? May magagawa ka ba? Diba? Kasi I'm happy naman eh. I mean, I'm happy. It serves me. This whole setup serves me. Like, why would I subscribe to your belief of escaping the 9 to 5 just because yun yung nag-work sa'yo? But it doesn't mean that it will work for me because we have different situations.
Yeah, I like what you said na for you, your 9 to 5 is not your escape. I would say like a lot of the things that really bother us are really stemmed on the fact na we compare ourselves too much to others. So, I like what you're saying na we really have to look at what we have. And sobrang gusto ko yung sinabi mo na I'm contented, I'm happy. I think yun yung missing. And I think yun yung key para hindi mo laging hahanapin yung what's next. Hindi mo yung tatanungin. I love it. Okay, so yeah, I want to ask another question. This one naman, medyo general na siya. I was wondering, you technically started your freelancing journey way back, but parang mas nag-focus ka na or like mas naging serious ka na sa pag-freelance in 2020. I know that we went through a lot of stuff in between. So if you were to go back and, you know, like give advice to your 2020 version, ano yung ibibigay mo sa kanya? And what are the other things that you wish you knew during that time when you decided na, okay, I'm gonna take my side hustle seriously?
If there's one thing I wish I knew that it was going to be super messy. Like, super messy. You have to take a lot of messy action. Kasi akala ko before, basta mag-freelancer ka or mag-VA ka, parang kasi if we say VA, may boss ka pa rin, 'di ba? Or like sunod ka lang sa kung anong iutos sa'yo. But that's not the case kasi nga I built my own business as a social media manager. But when I went to being a social media manager, ang dami palang tools, ang daming pwedeng i-try, hindi mo na alam kung anong unahin mo, ang daming courses, coaches, may mga ganyang bagay pala. But yun, business kasi talaga siya and you have to really embrace the chaos, parang gano'n na hindi mo siya agad-agad matututunan, let's say in 1 month or in 2 months. Hindi eh. You will make mistakes. You will make a lot of mistakes. You will enroll in the wrong coaches. You will work for the wrong clients. But it's all part of the messy action that you have to take if you really want to pursue this career.
I agree. Parang everybody has to take messy action at some point. Like, hindi siya pwedeng yung action lang na like, you know, everything is seamless, everything is perfect. Kasi parang at some point, something is gonna come up. And with what you're saying, I feel like one of the things that we also learned as freelancers is yung resilience and yung thinking on our feet talaga na, okay, this didn't work. How should we make this work next time? Parang ganon.
Mm-hmm.
When things don't go as planned, some of us tend to dwell on the sad situation a little bit more. So, yun din yung natutunan ko from all the messy actions that we have taken.
Kasi wala kang choice eh. Hindi naman pwede na, ay, nag-fail ako. So, anong gagawin ko? Wala na. Hindi mo pwedeng ganon, right?
Yeah. And sayang sa time. Yun.
True.
Parang you could have done, or parang you could have used your time to, I don't know, connect with more people or to figure out what went wrong, di ba? Para when you connect with new people, alam mo na kung ano yung dapat mong gagawin, ganyan. All of us naman want to fast track our journey, pero was there ever any regret na, okay, mag-focus na lang ako ulit sa 9 to 5 ko kasi ang gulo-gulo ng mundong to, parang ganon.
Not that big naman. But I think you already know this, but you know, nag-invest talaga tayo sa, let's say, coaches na hindi aligned. But of course, it's all part of our learning journey. I mean, part talaga siya ng life natin as business owners, but not to the point na gusto ko na mag-quit sa freelancing. Parang ganun. Kasi nga, this is sort of my outlet, if you would say, na kasi in my 9 to 5 job, since we handle a commercial property, so it's mostly, manly things like construction, renovations, doing activities, ganyan. So I needed to have an outlet, which is why I created my business. So why would I quit on something that I love just because something else didn't work out for me? Diba? It's not that strong to make me quit. Parang ganun.
Yeah, I love it. That just goes without saying that when you really like what you're doing, maliit na bagay na lang yung mga challenges na nagko-come up. Parang it's not enough to like make you quit. I love that. Okay, so we're about to wrap things up. Oh my gosh. The next question would be more of like a fill in the blank question. Fill in the blank. Being a freelancer and a corporate girly has made me or has led me to.
Being a freelancer and a corporate girly has led me to learn. It made me learn how to embrace the chaos. Kasi freelancing and being a corporate girl means I have so many things running all at once eh. But then I realized I can do it pala. It's possible pala. I can handle it while still being happy. Kasi before I used to hide the fact I'm in a 9 to 5. Like, I don't take photos of me at work. I don't post, stories of where I am. Kasi I'm ashamed. Kasi I'm afraid that people would look down on me. Kasi I'm still in my 9 to 5. But now, it's the other way around. I'm always posting now what I'm doing at work. Kasi I also want other people to know na it's possible. You don't always have to quit your 9 to 5, especially if hindi mo pa talaga kaya. You don't always have to choose between freelancing or having a full-time job if hindi ka pa ready, especially when it comes to finances.
Yes. And I think that's one of the misconceptions of like the aspiring freelancers na they have to quit their jobs in order for them to, even yung magsisimula pa lang, parang nag-quit na agad.
Yeah.
Parang, sure ka. Okay
Sure
ka, sure ka dyan. So feeling ko yung isa yun sa talagang misconception na when you dabble into freelancing, you have to quit your job. I want to go back to what you said na you were embarrassed of admitting that you were in a 9 to 5. I'm like, when you were sharing that, I was thinking na, girl, that's like really a great flex. Parang,
yeah, hindi ko lang talaga na-realize yan.
You literally are enjoying the best of both worlds. So that's like one of the biggest flexes.
Parang before, nag-resign si ganito, tapos nag full-time siya sa freelancing, ganyan. So parang ako na lang ba yung naiwan? Parang ganun kasi yung isip ko before. Ako na lang ba yung di pa nagre-resign? Ako na lang ba yung may work? As in yung pumapasok sa work every day? Ako na lang ba? So yun, tinatago ko talaga siya kasi I'm really ashamed. But now, I don't care.
Yeah.
I can't do what I'm doing right now. Parang ganun na lang. Ganun yung iniisip ko ngayon.
Honestly, I feel like you should talk about it more because like, yun nga, parang people should really know that it's possible as long as, you know how to handle your time or manage your time, manage your work and your clients as well. Parang it's really possible if you really want it to happen. What I really like about what you said is people have the opportunity to try out things and they don't really have to give up one thing that they really like, especially if they're not yet financially stable. I would say like that was also one of my regrets when I quit my job kasi parang nadala na ako ng emosyon. Parang, oh my gosh, ayoko na dito. So parang nag-quit ako. And I would say maybe quitting my job also kind of pushed me to work harder kasi nga wala na akong pera. Pero nobody wants to be in that position. So
yes.
If you, my dear listener, can still stick it out or if gusto mo naman talaga yung job mo, don't be pressured to quit just because everybody is quitting.
Yeah, totoo.
And just because may nakita kang meme na sabi it's a sign, it doesn't always mean it's
not a sign.
Yeah.
It's not a sign, it's just a post.
Yeah, it's just a post. Does your colleagues know that you are doing this, that you are also running a business on the side? And what are their thoughts about it?
Yes, they know naman. Kasi nga, my company is very lenient and we're very small. And yeah, they know. But of course, for me, as a person na I respect them so much, hindi ko, yung iba kasi like, parang inaabuso nila porket maluwag sila sa work. doon na sila gumagawa ng client work nila. Minsan may ka-meeting sila habang may work, ganyan. But for me, I don't do that. I schedule my meetings around my 9 to 5. And yes, my office mates can see that I do some light client works naman at the office, but it's not like they don't have access to me. I mean, kasi I'm there I'm there. Pwede mo naman akong tanungin or may ipapagawa, may kailangang urgent, ganyan. I'm there and I'd literally stop whatever I'm doing just to cater to what my office needs. Parang ganun.
What you said kasi, that you said na what you like being a freelancer and being a corporate person is yung fact na kaya mo pala na, like you can manage both things. And I've witnessed this personally because like when we met in Manila, you were the one who's organizing everything. So parang ako, no doubt na kaya mo talaga kasi parang everything was planned for, like our food, where we're going, how long it's gonna take. I'm like, girl, okay, ikaw na talaga.
I think it's wired within my brain to be the mother. Diba? Alam mo yun, pag may sa barkada, ako yung naghahanap ng Airbnb. If may issue when it comes to security or transpo, ako yung nag-aayos. I don't know, it's just my personality talaga na ganun.
That's also one of the things that, made this a possibility for you because your personality is perfect talaga for this. You really know how to set your boundaries. You really know how to manage things so perfectly. So again, parang best of both worlds talaga. I love it. Okay. Masyado na akong naiinggit. Okay, halata, hindi ba halata? But yeah, okay, we are about to wrap things up. Before we're gonna do that, I have one last question for you. And it's, if there's something that people should know about being an independent creative, whether full-time or part-time, what should it be?
I want you to know that you're gonna feel all the emotions. Alam mo yon, there are times na excited ka, you'll feel exhausted, you'll feel happy, mad, but most of the time you'll feel like shit kasi hindi siya madali talaga. People only see surface level. They don't know what's happening behind those wins, behind lahat. Kasi we only post what we want other people to see. But they don't have an access to what's going on behind. But at the end of the day, it will be worth it only if you're happy with what you're doing and only if you can make it work.
Yes, I love that. And you know what? When I launched the podcast, ang daming nagme-message sa akin na parang nagsasabi sila na buti na lang daw in-invite ko si ganyan, invite ko si ganito kasi they feel seen daw kasi parang ganun. And then, alam mo, naisip ko, yung mga sinishare ng friends natin, kasi most ng mga guests ko ay friends natin. Most ng mga friends natin, yung mga in-experience nila, they're actually normal. Parang normal siya na ma-experience as a freelancer. I just feel like siguro na-romanticize yung pagiging freelancer online. Kaya iniisip ng ibang mga tao na hindi normal yung pinagdadaanan nila. But guys, magulo talaga siya. Okay
Yes.
lang yun. Part yun talaga. Yeah,
Yeah.
test of character siya.
Yun nga yung masaya dun, di ba? Yung magulo.
Yeah, yun, parang part na siya ng fun. After a while, it becomes exciting. Na
Yeah.
parang nasanay ka na sa chaos, parang gano'n, na parang, okay, anong gagawin? Parang gano'n.
Pero gagawin.
Di ba? Pero nung first year natin, parang, parang one day
Hindi
muna
na
tayo
alam kung
mag-rant.
unahin mo.
Yeah, pero ngayon parang, okay, tapos na, anong gagawin natin? Ganyan. So guys, it's normal. Listen to what Sheila said. You're really going to go through all kinds of emotions. Sometimes in 1 week, in 1 month, in 1 day, sometimes in an hour. Parang ang saya-saya mo, tapos biglang, oh my gosh, nagka-glitch ang Instagram. What the actual fuck? Parang so yeah, parang part talaga siya ng process, part siya ng experience. And if you're experiencing any of the things that Sheila has mentioned, it's fine. Everybody else is feeling it too. You're not alone.
Yeah.
So yeah. Thank you so much, Sheila, for guesting on the podcast,
thank
for
you so
sharing
much.
with us your story. Guys, if you are not yet ready to resign, wag muna. Like what Sheila said, work around your 9 to 5 first. And when you're ready and when it feels right, pag gusto nyo na talaga, then by all means, go ahead. Pero if hindi pa talaga,
Yes.
wag muna, kalma lang tayo. Maraming opportunities. So before I let you go, I want you to share with us where the listeners can find you. And if you are offering anything, where can they avail of that?
Yeah, so you guys can find me on Instagram. My username is sfm.digital. And for now, I'm offering exclusive for aspiring Filipino social media managers. I'm offering an exclusive one-on-one intensive wherein you can ask me anything. I'll be ready to teach you my content strategies, techniques, and basically what I do as as a social media manager.
Ayan, so perfect. Yeah, so if you are an aspiring SMM and if you are still in your day job, then Sheila is like the perfect mentor for you. Feeling ko she's very open naman to share her techniques on how to balance life in general. And if you didn't catch any of that, don't worry, it's all going to be in the show notes. So yeah, make sure to follow and subscribe if you haven't yet so you can hear more real conversations about what really is happening in the back end. And yeah, that's all for today. I'm so excited to spill the tea with you next week. And that's all. Bye. Thanks again for listening to Spill the Creativity podcast. If you like this episode, I would really appreciate it if you can give me a 5-star rating on Spotify and a 5-star review on Apple Podcast. Or you can also take a screenshot and tag me on Instagram at Spill the Creativity Podcast, and you can also try the special filters if you want. Thanks again for listening to this episode, and make sure to catch fresh drops every Thursday morning. Bye!